If this was back in 2016 to around 2019, I would have genuinely felt bad for you if you had fallen into the propaganda around DJT, right? Donald Django Trump, because he is indeed a free man. I would have thought to myself, well, the campaigns are campaigning, right? 24-hour news cycles, day and night, that are smearing this man's name. Surely you would fall for it if you were not willing to do your own due diligence and research. If it was 2020, upwards to like 2023, 2024, I may have not felt so bad, but I get it, right? We're in the scamdemic. There's a whole lot going on. You're recovering from the psyop that they pushed on us. And so if you still believe this narrative about who Trump was, I get it. Again, I don't feel necessarily bad for you, but I get it. But if you are here today in the year of our Lord 2025 and you are still believing the propaganda about Trump, you are a damn fool, because at this point you are willfully ignorant. And I try to have the benefit of the doubt and sympathy for individuals upwards to this point to say maybe at some point they're just going to wake up and realize you've been lied to. I'm not saying the man is a saint. He's an angel. He's the greatest thing since sliced bread. Absolutely not. Right? He is a man. He is flawed just like the rest of us. But all of these lies that have been debunked and disproven over and over, not just, oh, he's a racist, he's a sexist, he's a homophobe and fascist, and, we're going to fall into, the little mustache man regime like in 1930s Germany because of him. Forget all that. But even the claims that this man was a quote unquote rapist, the sort of allegations that some people have done their best to completely eradicate because of how dangerous that sort of smear is. And these things have been proven not only wrong, but companies such as ABC, which is owned by Disney, have had to pay out millions of dollars for using this sort of defamation and slander. And there are going to be multitudes of other cases coming out, right? If you are somebody in this day and age with as much information as you are surrounded by, you genuinely just want to hate the man. And that's what I've come to a conclusion of. And, this isn't just an assumption anymore. This is proven as fact. As a matter of fact, we have videos like this one to prove it for. So let's get into it, shall we? And I could have chosen a multitude of videos. I could have chosen a whole host of them, thousands of just unhinged liberals on TikTok, etc. But I thought, you know what? Let's just focus in on one that exemplifies this manufactured hatred for Trump, which really is a manufactured hatred for America and what America stands for. These people are the anti-American Americans, right? They benefit off of the American system, but they hate America because basically they're spoiled and privileged. It's kind of like a child who throws a tantrum, daddy flips the bill, and they complain about the things that daddy is buying for them, right? The life that is afforded to them. It's essentially the equivalent. So anyway, that being said, let's get into this first video, and I'll give my 2 cents.
Donald Trump could personally save me from a burning house that happened to be on a sinking ship, put me on his back, swim me across the ocean to a deserted island, survive for us until we're rescued, and then get home and give me $1 million, and I would still turn around and kick him in the nuts.
Now, I know these are deranged feminists. It's in the eyes, chica, as they say. But this is not an isolated sort of incident. There are a host of these videos of these unhinged liberals that are threatening the life of the active president. And, when folks try to tell me about how the fascistic government, blah, 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 I was born in a country, a little known country, Zimbabwe. There was a time in Zimbabwe's history, not too long ago. Actually, it was when I visited from South Africa to Zimbabwe when I was a little kid. And my older cousins told me, make sure you don't say these things, these things, these things. You don't wear this, this, and this, because, the regime that was in the government at that point would have you in prison. If you were to speak down on the president in any sort of way, at least publicly, you would be arrested. In America, there are literal death threats that are placed upon the president. The Secret Service agents just took down a man outside the White House literally a day ago from when I filmed this video. Today's what? Today is March 10th. So on March 9th, there was a man outside of the White House who Secret Service had to take out that was looking to unalive the president. This is a man who literally took a bullet on stage in public on behalf of the country he is now serving. So I'm sick and tired of being apologetic about supporting a man who didn't have to do any of this shit. None of it had to be done. Both he and Elon, you have one of the most powerful figures in American history and one of the wealthiest figures as well as most powerful in American history. Men who did not have to take anything upon themselves to create more public scrutiny, etc. Literally taking proverbial as well as physical bullets on behalf of the people of this country. 80-year-old man, an 80-year-old man who's already made billions, he's already done his thing, he's got beautiful children, grandchildren, etc., could live his life out on golf course after golf course, and that's life. But instead, he has taken on one of the most dangerous jobs, and yes, it is one of the most dangerous jobs per capita, per person, right? If you were to calculate how many presidents there have been and how many have been assassinated, or even, an attempt of an assassination, speaks for itself. And yet you have individuals like this, spoiled as hell, and they say these sorts of things. The man could save my life, pay off everything, and I would still want to harass him. I would want to kick him in his gonads. So that's the first one I wanted to get into. Then I want to get into a little second one here, and, I'll wrap up this conversation. And y'all see exactly why I'm so on fire about this. So, are we going to go or what?
It's looking like I might have to take one for the team, y'all. Everybody's been asking who's going to do it. Honestly, truly, I ain't got nothing else to lose. So what's up? Yeah, no. It wasn't me. I promise. I'm still here. See, the problem with that person didn't have the right plan. Okay? That's all I'm saying.
It's coming. We're all going to wake up one morning and roll over and grab our phones, and that fucking headline's going to be right there. It's going to happen. And I can't fucking wait. It's going to be glorious. And it's coming. Happy Friday.
This is the equivalent of the story of the frog and the scorpion. When the frog is swimming across the pond and the scorpion is like, hey, I need a ride across the water. And the frog is hesitant. And he's like, cigüeña, I don't think so. Scorpion's like, come on, I need a ride. Please, I need a ride. I need to get on the other side of the water. And the frog's like, okay, you promise that you're not going to sting me. And the scorpion's like, well, I mean, sure, yeah, I won't sting you. And the frog's like, are you sure you won't sting me? The scorpion's like, yes, I won't sting you. Okay, damn it, get up. Okay, just get me on your back and let's go. Okay, frog, fine, you promised. Okay, frog swims over, scorpion jumps on, frog starts to swim to the other side. All of a sudden feels, bam, a pokey poke in his back. No, it's not Fauci with the ouchie. It is the damn scorpion that paled him in the back. Poison seeping through the frog's entire body. And he says, why have you done this? You damn scorpion, you. And the scorpion says, well, I'm a scorpion. What did you expect? And the frog says, don't you know we're both going to die? And the scorpion says, I know, but I just can't help myself. That's the analogy that comes to my mind when I think about all of this unfolding, political fiasco, the far left and what's left of the right, in essence. Because most people say, oh, Trump is a conservative, etc. He's not necessarily a conservative. A lot of the true old school conservative values he doesn't hold. There's been a restructuring of the Republican platform. Not a switching of the platform as people try to push that propaganda, but there's been a reformation of it. And there's been a reformation of the Democratic platform. They've gone from insane to completely the hell whacked out to absolutely unhinged, where people who are Democrats are now classified as Republicans, the likes of a Tulsi Gabbard, who was a president of the DNC itself. You have the likes of a RFK coming from one of the most powerful, recognized democratic families in American history, becoming a cabinet member under DJT. That just shows you how far things have gone. But with that being said, these individuals on the left, they have hatred in their hearts, and they are using politics as a way to get it out. They use social movements. They use anything external in order to satiate and fulfill that need for chaos and disorder and dysfunction. God honest truth. This is a psychological phenomenon. If somebody is addicted to chaos, if they're addicted to negativity, whatever it is, they're going to look to perpetuate and feed that negativity. So their hatred is always going to be externalized. It's always going to be projected. There's a deep sense of actual self-hatred, of genuine self-hatred, self-loathing, a lack of self-esteem. And these individuals are then led to externalize that or project that onto who and whatever they can. If you go into a person like this life, she probably has a lot of resentment towards a lot of people. Don't get it twisted. They put on this disguise of the party of love and light and tolerance and acceptance and inclusivity, etc. But in their heart of hearts, they're filled with venom. They're filled with the poisonous toxin known as bitterness, resentment, hatred. These are the elements that run individuals like this. Who thinks like this? When Biden won, we weren't thinking to ourselves, oh, we can't wait for him to be unalived. I mean, there maybe was like a week of retaliation, right? Oh, but there was an insurrection. And shut the hell up. There's an insurrection every single day with the damn liberals, with Trump in office. They have been literal attempts on his life. Millimeters away from losing his life. And y'all gonna tell me about an uprising, and this is nothing more than hatred. And that's why I stopped having conversations with these people. That's why I stopped engaging and entertaining them, because I realized there's no ration there. They have to get rid of their own hatred and anger. You know, shout out to brother Jesse Lee Peterson. They have to get rid of their own anger. They have to forgive. They have to let go. They got to deal with that internal turmoil and that trauma in order for them to see clearly, because they're seeing through the lens of, it's like they're seeing red. They're seeing through the lens of their own resentment. And much of it is towards, let's say, their parents or the ones who raised them or were not there to raise them. And then they externalize that and put it on to the next and the next, and they continue to perpetuate those cycles. And these become the unhinged far leftists, the so-called, activists of the world, who view everything from oppressed oppressor. I am the oppressed and they are the oppressor. And we must stand for the oppressed by doing what? By taking their lives? Absolutely madness. So yeah, I've gotten to a place where I basically accept it. I'm not going to have any debates about any of this, because I say, you want to believe what you want to believe. I'm not going to waste my time, energy, and attention. If you really want to change, you're going to change, and you're going to go seek out that information. You're going to let go of your pride. You're going to heal first and foremost. Then you're going to let go of your pride, and then you will transform. But until then, you will continue to be this person who has glee in their eyes from a grandfather, a father of a nation, in essence. A man who has literally sacrificed himself. Oh, use a bootlicker for that. No, I also believe, the likes of a Lincoln sacrificed himself for this nation, for the betterment. The likes of a George Washington, dudes who ain't around. I don't agree with maybe 30, 50% of what they did, but I know that they did what they did with the intention of this country at heart, because they didn't have to. Especially this dude who's in front of us now. I guarantee you, 20, 30, 50, 100 years from now, this man will be celebrated as one of the greatest. I guarantee you. The ones who see it already see it. The ones who don't want to, that's perfectly fine. And it's only then that they give you your flowers, etc. Right? But in the time being, they want to see him unalived. Just like they wanted to see Lincoln unalived. How dare you free those slaves? How dare you? How dare you mess up our way of life? We're going to plot on you. We're going to take yours. These people are filled with hatred And I genuinely, I hope the best for them. I hope healing for them, because the more of them become hinged, the more of them become sane, mentally stable, the better it is for the rest of us. And they can get the hell out the way, or they can help with the solution. Because right now, they are the only problem that's truly left in our country. God honest truth. They're the only problem. Them and the political version of them, the so-called Democratic Party, who's standing in the way of everything. Elon Musk is going to combat fraud. Arrest Elon Musk. What? Huh? Excuse me? Oh, wait, Trump is going to sign bills that are going to protect our women. And you mean the very thing that the Me Too movement was? He's going to stand by. To hell with biological women. Only pretend women. We support pretend women. Like, what the hell are they talking about over there? What the hell is the left on? A steady diet of hatred and bitterness. I appreciate you for tapping into this video. And if you would like to show some love to the channel, make sure to click the link below titled Buy Me a Coffee, or you can send a Cash App, or, just keep showing up.
I fell in love with the sunshine. I fell in love with the light. I fell in love with the full moon. I fell in love with the night. I can see the light again. I can see the light. You can see the life in him illuminate the night. I know the time is taking. A 365, that's a full rotation. I see you looking up, you know them constellations. Constantly gazing like house of praises, you get to praising. They see your light shine, that's why they so frustrated.